I've just turned 28 and I just reread Meg J's The Defining Decade. And I'm going to be sharing with you the three themes that really resonated with me this time round, bearing in mind that I first read the book when I turned 21. If you're in your 20s and you're thinking about how 2026 can be your best year yet, then this video is definitely for you. If you like this type of content, please do make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into my three themes of The Defining Decade. So the book actually starts with this whole concept of the prolonged adolescence theory, which is basically like you playing in your 20s and then getting to your 30s and regretting the fact that all you did was play. I took that a little bit too seriously because I heard that and thought, okay, all I need to do is be serious in my 20s. So I literally went straight from going to university, studying law, getting my training contract in my third year at university, going to law school, doing my master's, starting my training contract, qualifying, buying a property in London at 26 by myself, no parental help. And then I was kind of like, what on earth do I do next? Because I feel like I've just been serious. I've done everything that I was supposed to do and there was no balance. There was no play, like I wasn't really having fun. I wasn't feeling like myself. So for me, that's actually why I decided my 27th year just needs to be a chill year. I need to just take my foot off the gas and just do whatever I need to do to make myself happy. I need to go out, I need to party, I need to put on some heels, I need to wear a dress, I need to just be outside with my friends because I've been too serious up until that point. But I've done that for a year and now I'm back to being 28. I've set some new goals for myself. I don't know, that whole prolonged adolescence myth, like, I think the main thing I took from that is that it's really important to find balance, right? You do need to set a foundation for yourself so that when you hit whatever age it is, whether it's 30, 40, whatever, you've got something to show for yourself. I absolutely get that. But it shouldn't be to the detriment of you just having fun. You're young, you're carefree. Like, you should be having fun in life and there should be a balance to it. So you should be setting the right foundations, you should be doing everything you need to do, but you should be finding ways to enjoy yourself as well. You get it? So the second theme that I actually wanted to run through is the whole concept of working capital. And there was a really interesting part in the book where Meg J talks about the strength of weak ties and the weakness of strong ties. So your weak ties are kind of like your professional contacts, your acquaintances, things like that. Your strong ties are your friends, your family, your community, right? And there's a benefit in both. But in terms of your working world, all of the changes that you're going to make, all of the moves, whether it's promotions, moving to a new industry, moving jobs, that's going to come from the strength of your weak ties. And one thing that I actually think I did really well in the first kind of half of my 20s was just posting on LinkedIn and putting myself out there online. I know many of you have found me on LinkedIn before because I do loads of posts around getting into law and just general career progression stuff. So it's applicable for any industry that you might be in. And one of the things that I've been really grateful for is the fact that I have been posting pretty consistently for the past 5 to 6 years. And that has been really helpful for me as an introvert in strengthening my weak ties. Now, for me, when I knew that I wanted to move out of big law and into something else, I found that my weak ties, quote unquote, on LinkedIn were so forthcoming. They were so helpful in kind of giving me advice, meeting up with me for a coffee, and like giving me recommendations and stuff like that to actually help me make that transition. And when Meg J talks about strengthening your weak ties, that is really what she's getting at. So I just want to say to anyone out there, especially if you're introverted like I am, use LinkedIn to your advantage to help you because that can be a really kind of low touch, less anxious kind of way for you to actually strengthen your weak ties. And if you're a bit more kind of scared about how you can strengthen your weak ties in person, I've actually done a whole series about this on TikTok. So I will link that in the notes below so that you can take a look at that as well. So the next theme that I want to go into is the whole concept of designing your life or customizing your life in a way that actually works for you. And I think for me, the main thing that I took from what Meg J was saying was that you shouldn't kind of just let your job rule everything you're doing. It should fit into the lifestyle that you actually want to prioritize and you actually want to work for you. So if I think about myself and I go back to the whole pivoting out of big law, moving into legal tech, for me, it was really about looking at what kind of aspects of my job did I actually enjoy? What kind of things in my life did I want to prioritize? And what skills were I good at that can kind of tie all of those things together? And when I thought about that and I looked at how kind of AI in particular was really making the legal tech space boom, it just made sense for me to move into something like that because it fits with how I want to live my life. It allows me to do things like work on my social enterprise. So you guys already know about Dossio, helps 14 to 18-year-olds gain employability skills. It allowed me to do things like kind of scale up what I was doing with Success with Steph. So do more in-person events, Shout out to everyone who's been coming to How to Thrive in Corporate Spaces, but also do more things around the coaching side and actually helping other people with their careers as well. You can absolutely check that out via my website, and I will link that down below if that's something that's of interest to you. So I think for me, the main takeaway is just letting you guys know that if you want to be designing your life and creating something that actually works for you, you really need to think about what are the aspects of what you're currently doing that you enjoy. What do you want to actually be prioritizing in your life? Like, is it about giving back to people? Is it about spending more time with your friends? Is it about traveling? What's actually important to you? And then what skills do you have, and how can you tie all of those things together in a job that actually works for you? So those are the main themes that I just wanted to share with you. And I really hope that if you're in your early 20s, you find this video encouraging, because it can be a great way for you to think about how to plan the next couple of years of your life. If, however, you're 28 like me and you're watching this thinking, ooh, I don't feel like I've done all of those things yet, please do not be discouraged. I just want to say to you, there's still time for you to kind of get everything together in the defining decade, quote unquote. And also, time really doesn't mean anything. You can do this in your 30s as well, if we're being honest. But the main takeaways are just making sure that you are finding that balance between kind of playing and having fun, but also laying the right foundations for your future. You are strengthening your weak ties, and you can do that in a quite a light touch way, like I said, via LinkedIn, or you can go to in-person events and actually kind of meet people face to face. It's up to whatever you feel comfortable with. Both are very successful methods and they both work. And number 3, make sure that you are customizing your life in a way that fits your priorities, so that work is working for you and you are not living for work.